Hi, I'm Christian. Welcome back to another On the Road video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. Stop. Before beginning any repair, always be sure to disconnect the power to the appliance. It is also recommended to test the outlet for proper voltage. Today we're working on a 36-inch Viking cooktop. What we're going to be doing today is replacing the burner bases on all 6 burners. The reason being is there is a discoloration on the actual burners. You can see where they're starting to corrode and turn, we'll say, blackish brown. So to begin the repair, first thing we want to do is lift up and remove all 3 grates. The tools you will need to complete this repair are a T15 screwdriver. And be careful when you do this because they are a little heavy, and make sure you set them on a protective surface. Now we're going to begin on the front left burner, and then we'll make our way across to the rest. The first step we want to do is remove the burner top and the actual burner itself, and we'll set them aside. The actual burner base is secured in by 2 T15 screws. We'll go ahead and remove them. Once the 2 screws have been removed, we'll set the screws aside and then lift up on the actual burner base. The electrode is a part of the assembly and it will get lifted up as well. They are a little stuck on there, so we're just gonna have to wiggle it and work at it. So now we have the wire exposed. We want to make sure that we pull enough wire out to where it doesn't fall back in. If the wire does fall back in, then we have to uninstall the cooktop to gain access to the wire. So we'll go ahead and just pull straight off on the electrode. Now that we have our new part, let's install it. We're going to remove the new part from the actual plastic cover. And as you can see, this new part, just like the old part, does have a gasket on it. We want to make sure that the gasket is pushed in the channel all the way. So now the next step is to push the wire on the actual electrode, and it's a spade terminal, so we just push it directly on. We want to make sure it's nice and snug, that way it doesn't fall off when we resecure the actual burner. So now we'll go ahead and line it up. Using the 2 T15 screws from earlier, we'll push them in the openings. I'm going to start them by hand, that way nothing gets stripped. And then we'll finish fastening them with the drill. It's nice and secure. Next step is to reinstall the burner top and the burner. So the burner is actually keyed. You can see it has a little notch, a couple notches. We do have to line those up with the notches on the burner base. Just like that. Now we'll jump to the back. Now we're going to replace the burner base in the rear on the left side. So to begin, of course, we're going to lift up straight up on the burner top and the actual burner. We'll set them aside. And then we'll remove the 2 T15 screws that secure the actual burner base. We'll set them aside. Lift up on the actual burner. Pull enough wire through. Disconnect the wire by pulling straight off. Setting the old burner base aside. Before I am installing the burner bases on each burner, I am wiping down the actual, we'll say, the sub base or the cooktop, just to clean off any residue that's easy to come off. So now that we have our new part, let's install it. So I'm going to remove it from the package. Push the wire terminal directly on the electrode. Make sure it's secure, it doesn't just fall right off, and it looks like it's okay. We'll go ahead and push the wire back through. Line up the actual burner base, and then resecure the burner base with the 2 T15 screws we removed earlier. Now we can reinstall the burner top and the burner. Again, all of them are keyed, so you want to make sure that the tabs are in the correct slots and the burner is sitting flush with the base. Now we're going to be replacing the burner bases on the two center burners. These two burner bases are exactly the same as the left rear burner base, so you're just going to follow the same steps that you did for the left rear. All the burners are uninstalled and reinstalled in the same order. So I'm just taking off the caps, then the T15 screws. Pulling up on the burner base. Just gonna wipe it down. Disconnect the wire. Now that we have our new part, let's install it. So we'll plug in the spade wire on the spade terminal of the electrode. Make sure it's secure. Feed the wire back through. Line up the actual burner base. Resecure the burner base with the T15 screws. Reinstall the burner cap and the burner, just like that. Now we'll head back to our last one in the rear. Then lift up on the burner cap and the burner, set it aside. Remove the two T15 screws. Lift up on the burner base. Remove the actual wire from the electrode. I'll wipe down the top here. Now that we have our new burner base, let's install it. We're going to remove it from the package. Make sure that the gasket is nice and flush. Plug in the electrode. Make sure that the wire won't fall off. It seems pretty secure. Go ahead and feed the wire back in. Line up the burner base and resecure the burner base with the two T15 screws. And make sure they go in nice and straight and not at an angle. And the last step on all the burners will be to reinstall the burner top and the burner cap on the last burner. Now the final step is to reinstall the burner grates. Now we're just going to reinstall the burner grates. Make sure they're in the correct location. And that will complete your repair. Thank you for watching another quality in-home repair video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com.